Okay, we're good.
We're good. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the MCParks public meeting. It's the first public meeting of 2024. How are you all doing this evening?
Ryan's already dropping hints.
We got some awesome, some good, some all goods. Fantastic. Excited for tomorrow. What's tomorrow, I wonder? Please do tell me. Great. We've got change. Oh, there's change on being checked off on this box here. That's great. Oh, Skinny P himself has a birthday tomorrow. That's very, very exciting.
Mine was on Friday.
Awesome. Well, I wanna thank you all for being here for this first meeting of the new year. And I'm gonna kick it off by mentioning a big change to the public meetings for 2024. Two big changes, as a matter of fact. And one's going to be some good news, and one's going to be some maybe not so good news. So, which one do you guys want to hear first? You see, I got lots of bads here. Got lots of bads. You know what, Josh? We're going to have to figure out a record the chat solution, I feel like.
You know,
All right, so the bad news, folks, is that we are only going to be doing one public meeting per month instead of one every single week. So the public meetings are going to be moved to the first Wednesday of every month instead of weekly. And the good news is we're going to record them all. We're going to probably have a longer question and answer portion to make up for the fact that you're going to be saving up these questions all month long, and we're going to be recording them and making them publicly available. Starting on Discord, probably transitioning to a YouTube channel. We are figuring it all out. So bear with us on that front. But this is the first one that is being officially recorded by MCParks. So that's fun and exciting, I think.
yeah, I mean, I hope it's being officially recorded. I got the message that it is. I don't know how Craig works in in public and stage channels.
Reddit assures me that it works. I didn't try it, but I looked it up on the internet and it appears to work. So
We
that's
did
what
it,
we're going
Reddit.
with. Yeah. One thing we're not doing is recording chat this week. That might change, or this month, I should say. That might be something that we change up, but we're not recording chat. So there's, could I theoretically replay it? Yeah. Am I going to? No.
You could like record it with OBS or something, but I don't want to do that.
I know. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to this new way of doing meetings. The reason why we're doing it this way is we want to give more space for our cast member meetings. It was actually becoming kind of impactful for the cast member meetings that we had to kind of rush to end at the end of the half hour.
For those who don't know, we do a cast member meeting every Wednesday at 8:30,
Correct.
and then we
Yeah.
come right into here.
Yeah, so we were kind of weighing, well, should we give the cast member meetings more time to breathe by moving them to another day, or maybe we cut down on the public meetings? Because quite honestly, there are a lot of weeks where we're just saying the same things week in, week out. And a lot of the same questions get answered week in, week out. And it's kind of a little bit easier on a lot of us if we can just do them a little less frequently. So that's the idea. We're still going to make them fun, of course, and also we're still going to put the top 10 rides and riders available to you on a weekly basis, starting on Discord, but we're probably going to transition to making them available on the server. So you can actually go and see them on the server, as well as looking at them on the Discord server. So that is what we are. That's what we have available for you folks this lovely evening. So with that out of the way, we can continue our regularly scheduled programming. And first and foremost, I'd like to ask you folks if you came to any of our year's end opening events there were quite a few. You can go ahead and check out Parks updates for all of the big changes. But the last week of December had a large amount of of changes happening. And also, since the last time we had a meeting, which was almost a month ago at this point. So see, we already primed you for having monthly meetings starting last month. Um, so of course, we had our countdown to Christmas every day from the 14th to the 25th. You were able to run /countdown and get a bunch of awesome things. What was everyone's favorite thing they got during the countdown to Christmas? What was your favorite? What was your favorite item?
Oh, that Perry the Platypus one. Oh, so cute.
Perry's a pretty good one. The scarf. I like the candy cane cane. That was a good one. The Stitch cookie. Okay, yep. Everyone's saying Perry now. I think mostly because you said it, Josh. That was a pretty good one. The beard one. Yep.
I'm an influencer.
Right. So yeah, all good things in there. So we really enjoyed that one. Then of course, Minnie's wonderful Christmas time fireworks premiered. So we had a brand new holiday fireworks show. What do we think? Do we like Minnie's wonderful Christmas time fireworks more or less than Holiday Wishes? What do we think? Do we like it? Is it good? More? There we go.
If you
Best
say
show
less, I
ever?
will ban you.
More, better, yes. I like them equally. That's fair. That's fair. Very democratic, Liam. Cinderella's more. Yep. And also, there's the stage show that is insanely good. I'm gonna tag Mert on that one because I don't know if she's in here because she deserves to see that one. But the stage show, which is called A Christmas Holiday Wish, also
Cinderella's
debuted.
Holiday Wish.
Sorry. Oh my gosh. Cinderella's Holiday Wish. Whatever. All these names. Also debuted, with some wonderful, wonderful animations on the Cinderella Castle stage. The fairy godmother helped us put up the dream lights, just like it's 2008. We love it. We love to see it. And yeah, I mean, Mert killed it with the animations for that show. It's great. Getting to see the dream lights again, also great. So I hope you folks enjoyed that, and that's another, going to be another mainstay of our holiday programming. And also, like, we learned a lot doing that stage show. Might make it a little bit easier to do stage shows in the future. Don't get me wrong, still a lot of work. But it's definitely something that will inform our future projects. Also, Test Track opened in early access for our donors, along with an abridged version of the Design Studio experience. We're still working on it. We're still going to be adding more things to the Test Track Design Studio. Of course, there's no accessories right now. You can't change the wheels right now. The colors are a little limiting, and there's also, crucially, not in-game documentation on how to use it. So some people, I think, don't realize that if you want to adjust the shape of the car, you don't click and drag the bits. You have to click them, and then you can select where you want to move it to after you click it the first time. So little things like that.
To be fair to everyone who did that, I thought it was the same way for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. We modeled it after how the UI works on the real one, and that's how it happens to work on the real one. So we're still playing around with it. We're still playing around with those car shapes also. So by the end of the month, we're going to have it open to everybody. Still probably not without all the features that we wanted to have, but I still think it's a pretty cool experience. What do we think, donors who have tried it? What do we think about the Test Track Design Studio and the ride in general? Are we enjoying it? Technical marvel that you can do with a vanilla client. Thank you, N1N. Very cool. You like it. You love it. It's amazing. Good. The ride's great. It's really good. It's great. Rad. It's a test. Fun though. I love that. Yeah, so I'm glad you guys like it. And we're gonna keep that open until, of course, whatever comes in its place. So yeah, stay tuned later this month for when that opens to the general public. We also started a new little fireworks show at Tokyo Disneyland, Star Bright Christmas. A little 5-minute performance. Tokyo Disneyland fireworks, not the most impressive things in the world, we know. It's very, has to do with where they are in a metropolitan area in Tokyo. Then they, can't do big, crazy fireworks displays like some of the other ones can. Um, so, there's some of that. Um, but it's there, and that's another, new addition to our holiday program that will definitely be back next year. And then, of course, there were all of the other openings. So we opened a lot of rides to end off the year. Um, we opened some new parks to end off the year. Um, I'm wondering, should I ask everyone what their favorite thing is first, and then kind of go down the line? Let's go down the line, and then people can kind of say if they like them. And I'll ask what everyone's favorite was at the end. So on Saturday, December 30th, we opened Knott's Berry Farm. Sorry, no, yes, Knott's Berry Farm. We opened the ghost town area of the park. Are we enjoying exploring? Oh, my cat apparently loves exploring Calico. What do we think of Calico? Are we enjoying it? We got 3 findable hunts to do in there. Of course, you can go ride Ghost Rider and Calico River Rapids as well. She is not a calico cat, although that would be very apt. I didn't even notice that little. I guess it's not a pun, but I didn't even notice that as a thing. Legally, I have to post my cat. Sure, you know. Um, hold on, let me go to Google Photos and pick a picture of my cat. Uh, here's a picture of my cat. Meow sounded fake. Well, it is indeed my cat. There's my cat. There's Jeannie. So yeah, so of course panning for gold also, that's another thing that you can do in Knott's Berry Farm. This is just our first phase of that park. So we're looking forward to doing more stuff in there as time goes on. So get pumped for that. On the 31st, we opened several things. First, we opened Walt Disney Studios Park in Disneyland Paris. Basically, the entirety of that park is available for walking around, with the exception of the little Ratatouille area as well as Avengers Campus. Those are both areas that we're still working on. But the rest of the park you can explore, and there are several rides to ride. We've got a bunch of the flat rides, Cars, the Flying Carpets, RC Racer, Slinky Dog Zigzag Spin, and Toy Soldier Parachute Drop. And then we've also got Crush's Coaster, which is one of the marquee rides of that park that you can also ride. So a bunch of really cool things to explore there. It is a very small park. It is the smallest of the Disney theme parks. But you can go and explore that park now. And then, of course, to round out the year, we also had to open something in Tokyo Disney Sea and Tokyo Disneyland. So Tokyo Disneyland got the Happy Ride with Baymax, which is quite honestly one of the most fun rides on the server, I think. There's tons of amazing animations on there. It is quite a very happy ride. Six says it very well there. It puts a smile on my face every time I ride it. The cast members do a little dance. There's tons of animating things. It's wonderful. Go give it a ride at nighttime, especially if you haven't already. There's lots of cool effects that you only really see during the nighttime. The soundtrack's very happy. Yes, the whole ride experience. I feel like what I said when I wrote it the first time is this is aggressively Japanese, which in a good way, like in the best way possible. It is aggressively Japanese. And then of course, Tokyo Disney Sea got the Tower of Terror, but a slightly different Tower of Terror than the one you love and know. Maybe it's one that I hope you also love, but if you're an American, maybe a different one than the one that you know. And this is, of course, instead of the Hollywood Tower Hotel, it's the High Tower Hotel, and it's got a bit of a different creepy story going on to it. So this ride also opened, and I hope you folks enjoy it as well. Um, it is the first non-little transport ride in Tokyo Disney Sea to open. Looking forward to, of course, doing more in that park as time goes on also. But that concluded something in every park for 2023, which of course was the 10th year of MCParks. We celebrated the 10th year of MCParks. And I want to give a big, big shout out to every single cast member who contributed in any way to anything we opened for this year. It was a Herculean effort. A lot of people put a lot of time into it. A lot of amazing artwork and amazing work done. So I really do want to thank everybody on the team. If you see a cast member on the server, tell them thank you. Tell them you appreciate the work that they do. They love to hear it. They don't get tired of it, I promise you. And yeah. If you find out who worked on your favorite ride, definitely go find that cast member and be like, hey, appreciate all the work you do. I guarantee you they'll appreciate hearing that. Oh, I almost forgot. We also opened Hyperspace Mountain in Disneyland Paris. That was a little bonus. But yeah, something in every park this year. Some parks got more than others, of course, but we did something in every single park, and that's really neat. All right, we're not doing a big goal like that again this year. It is something that kind of does create a lot of stress on cast members to pull off, and I think a big part of our ethos is that we want this to be something that is educational but fun for the folks who decide to help us on the cast member team. So I think doing these big sorts of drawn out things, they can be a little stress inducing, and we don't want to do that as much as we possibly can. But we're always focusing on revamps and things, so there's always going to be stuff that is in the works that are refreshes. So one new ride a month. We're not doing that. That is not in the cards. We will get to our question and answer period a little bit later on in our program. Yeah, I guess we'll do the top 10 rides and the top 10 riders, and then of course I can do the top 10, do our question and answer portion. My top 10 riders didn't generate.
Uh-oh.
I know. Hold on. In the meantime, all right, so I'm going to generate the top 10 riders for the last 7 days, but I'm going to do the top 10 rides of the first 10 days of this month for you folks. So in 10th place,
still here.
In 10th place this week, we've got Cars Quatre Roues Rallye. I don't know how you say that in French. There's lots of my French pronunciation, not great.
No, I can tell.
That was the top. Josh, you don't know any French either, despite
I don't either. No,
despite it being one of your country's official languages, you don't know any French. So you know what?
You don't know any of your country's official languages either.
I don't have an official language in my
country.
So take that. Yeah. So that's of course in Walt Disney Studios Paris, which has 1,305 rides. The Silly Symphony Swings was in 9th place at California Adventure Park with 1,348. Iron Gwazi took home 8th place in Busch Gardens Tampa with 1,497. The Happy Ride with Baymax was in 7th place over in Tokyo Disneyland with 1,619 rides. 6th place is Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind at Disney California Adventure Park with 1,858. RC Racers in 5th at Walt Disney Studios Paris with 1,985. The Calico River Rapids in Knott's Berry Farm coming in at 4th place with 2,429 rides. Crush's Coasters in 3rd at Walt Disney Studios Paris with 2,476. Gadget's Go Coasters in 2nd place at Disneyland Park with 2,589. And 10th place this week went to Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain in Disneyland Paris with 3,188 rides. All right, our top 10 riders of the week. In 10th place, it's James A. Garza 11 with 453. 9th place is Mr. J underscore with 520. 8th place is Quactos Intolerant with 526. 7th place is Blue Eyes 8833 with 550. 7th place is Sunglasses with 697. 5th place is Bubbles Ducky with 707. Patos Girl is in 4th with 798. Wyatt Gully Bear is in 3rd with 1,096. Gadget Roar is in 2nd with 1,191. And 943K takes home the number 1 spot this week with 1,792 rides. So those are your top 10 rides and riders for the week / 10 days. And at this point, I will take your questions. So please ask your questions and I will answer them. Updates on 1.20 plus versions being supported in the future. We are working on it. There was a very silly blocker the last time I went to go do it. I believe it has since been fixed, so I think I can do it now. But I'll get on that. That's a different question, of course, than upgrading to 1.20, which is a much longer term project that we are still working on. But it's one of those not very fun projects and a much more tedious project. And, we're at the point where there's a lot of tedious work to be done. And no
A
one really
much
feels
more
like doing it.
everything is going to break project.
Exactly. So that is, of course, happening. Any news on ET? I do not have any news to share on ET Adventure. I do know that we started work on that area of Universal. Of course, we are rebuilding all parts of Universal. We have already pasted in the first phase of it. That includes the entrance area all the way back through New York, and then also all the way down Sunset Boulevard, and kind of like cutting off right before ET, to be quite honest. ET itself, I know, has been started off-site as we start to rebuild that portion of the park. I think it's been a few months since it's gotten any work done, because quite honestly, we kind of like tabled a lot of stuff that wasn't going to be part of the anniversary celebration. But now that burden has been lifted, you might see some stuff happen over there. So yeah, that's happening, and ET will is being worked on, and we're getting there. Will this year contain both an expo and anniversary, or an expo and anniversary combined? Well, the anniversary cool thing happens no matter what. The linear passage of time is undefeated; it stops for no man. However much we might wish it would, it does not.
And a perfect opportunity to make a Tangled reference, and you flubbed it.
It's been a very long time since I saw Tangled. I'm sorry.
Rapunzel goes, "Oh, it's my birthday," and Mother Gothel goes, "Oh no, it was your birthday last year." She said, "Well, the funny thing about birthdays is that they're kind of an annual thing."
Right, there you go. It is true. Well, the anniversary, it's going to happen no matter what. This is, of course, an even-numbered year. Historically, we do our MCParks Expo events in even-numbered years. As for what we have planned for either an expo or anniversary celebrations this year, I cannot tell you at this time, but keep staying tuned to the public meetings, and we might have more for you at a later date. Any news on Pony Express at Knott's Berry Farm? We were waiting on a ride vehicle for that one. I'm very sorry that the mail was not being delivered, despite the post office saying that the mail must be delivered when we opened Knott's Berry Farm last month. But working on a ride vehicle for that, I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that needs to be done. What's the first big project of the year aside from Test Track? In general, it's going to be whatever folks on the team want to work on. That's one of the things I think is really neat about working on MCParks. We try not to focus things around what's the next big thing that we're opening. And at least in a perfect world, it's mostly people are working on the stuff that interests them. And once it gets close to, us being able to finish up with the last few things and get it over the finish line, that's when we kind of start working towards that's when we start working towards an opening. Um, and so, I don't have anything to say as far as what the next big thing is going to be.
The first big project of the year is me removing all the Christmas
There you
decorations.
go. There you go. An annual tradition like no other.
Yes.
Here is a question for you. When making the same ride for a different park, is it easier or harder? Like, for example, Radiator Springs Racers and Test Track have the same ride system, so do you guys get to reuse stuff, or do you have to start over? Because I don't know how the system to create rides works, but I was curious about this. So it kind of depends. If it's a
Not that
flat
one, that's
ride,
for sure.
if it's a flat ride, it's quite easy. We can usually, like, literally copy things over because it literally is all the same and there are no differences. When it comes to rides sharing a ride system, that's not as important or interesting to us as you might think, because all of our rides share the same ride system. It's an open source plugin called Train Carts that we do sometimes make contributions to ourselves, obviously. But it's just it's the ride system is the same for every ride, pretty much. We put down the track, the car follows the track. We get to customize it with a bunch of different commands that it can do. But the ride systems are the same for every ride.
And transportation and everything that moves, essentially.
It's very true. So that doesn't necessarily make it easier or harder. So something, like Dinosaur and Indiana Jones are the same ride system. That makes it like 0% easier to make on the server just because we have one of them. And Radiator Springs Racers and Test Track, same deal. Sometimes we can reuse the ride vehicle if they look similarly enough. Oftentimes they don't though. Oftentimes they're the same mechanically, but they are stylized to be very different.
I think the closest that's not a spinner is the two aerials. And we did reuse a lot of tech for that, but we also made a lot of new tech for the DCA one.
That's true. Sometimes if a ride like is just a straight up clone, we can get away with like reusing animations and stuff like that, or if animatronics are duplicated. But it really is a case by case thing, and it doesn't really map well to do they use the same ride system in the real world. Good question though. What is the next big thing for MCParks this year? Like I said, we that's not really the way that we kind of plan our years. Sorry, that's not a very satisfying answer, but that be the way it be.
Last year was the 10th anniversary. It was kind of a big year, so we did a big thing. We're not making those plans every single year.
Yeah. What is the next big thing for? I already read that one. From your knowledge, is anyone working on Spaceship Earth in the World Celebration areas? Yes, we are. We've got a lot of work going on in the World Celebrations Garden area, Journey of Water, that whole bit. We definitely want to open that as soon as we can. There is work happening in there. If Josh is cool, maybe he'll share a picture with you guys. But we're getting there.
Yeah, I could share a picture or two.
Thank you. How will top riders and rides work with one meeting a month? We're going to share it weekly still. When will a revamp of Living with the Land open? When we finish it. A lot of good work happening there. We actually did recently, Parker finished up the new ride vehicle for Living with the Land. The ride scenes themselves, we're still hard at work on them. Some armor stand work going in there now. Some pixel artwork's been going in recently. So we're definitely getting there. The ride vehicle looks great. Josh, if you want to, I'm like scrolled way back in questions, so I can't scroll down to post stuff. But if you want to share a picture from the roundup of the ride vehicle, feel free to.
For what?
The Living with the Land ride vehicle.
Yes.
So yeah. Any old ride remodels in the works? Well, I just mentioned Living with the Land. Of course, we're always working on. We changed our resource pack style in 2023 for our 10th anniversary. We're still working on, recreating old ride vehicles in that style. And that's going to be a long process. We have quite a few things, but it's happening. We're getting there, and we're doing it. Are we getting auto grab on the Little Mermaid on Disneyland? Eventually, somebody will get around to doing that, I'm sure. Any news on Rise? We are indeed working, and the next question was when will Galaxy's Edge open to the public? We're working on it. There has been a lot of work happening on Rise of the Resistance. Josh, do me a favor and don't say anything for like the next 30 seconds. It's going to change the battery on my headphones, so I won't hear you until you'll be talking over me. Um, anyway, so we are still working on Rise of the Resistance. More Timer Play has been doing a lot of amazing tech work and all kinds of wizardry to get a lot of the interesting effects on that one working. We're doing some work on the escape pod scenes, turning out really neat. I can't wait for you guys to see that, and maybe we'll have some kind of a behind the scenes thing that will show off the spaghetti of rail paths that are controlling it all. It's pretty nuts. I have changed my battery now, Josh, so we're good.
Okay, good. My witty commentary can continue.
Thank you. You know, everyone's here for mostly that. Are we going to be doing the Electrical Sky Parade? We are working on it.
Are we?
We're working on some drone show stuff, and we might pivot some of it to the Electrical Sky Parade. We were making it with the intention of Avengers Power of the Night, but you know, who knows? We might do both. We might pivot. We might keep with Avengers Power of the Night. We're working on drone shows, is what I'm trying to say. Um, a lot of really neat stuff so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing that work progress. Progress on the Knott's Berry Farm Hotel and Water Park, none and none.
Eventually.
Yes. Galaxy's Edge or Avengers Campus updates. Talked a little bit about Galaxy's Edge already. Avengers Campus, been a while since work's been done on either of them. But you know, that might be something that folks want to pick up now. You know, we'll see. Kind of up to the team if they want to work on it. It's possible to make the Discord correspond to each rank. That might be a thing that we do in the future. Best thing you can do if you have like feature suggestions like that is to throw them into the feature requests tab in the support section on the website. You know, that goes to the leads of the server. We can read those. We can check them out. And sometimes you know, if we see enthusiasm for things, sometimes we make them happen. When will we see Galaxy's Edge open to the public? You'll never believe it. When it's done. We're doing work there. We are going to open Galaxy's Edge eventually, of course. And when it opens, we are anticipating that you'll see Rise of the Resistance. We're anticipating that you will see Savi's Workshop, Droid Depot, Doc Ondars, and the rest of the shops also. Pretty much everything except for Smuggler's Run. Nobody wants to make the sets for that one. That's a big one. Let's see. Let's see. First things first, could there be a setting to allow the individual player to experience real park time instead of the server time? We've talked about doing that a lot, giving people the ability to change their times around. That might be something that we do. Absolutely.
I think Lunar Client allows it.
Lunar Client does allow it. Oh, just to change your time, not to set. You know.
Server time, yeah.
Yeah. But you know, some people want it to be the real time of the server, which you know, real time of the park, which I understand.
See, if you do that, it won't change like all the stuff that happens at night. It won't.
Like we could write it such that it does, Josh, which is, you know.
Oh, I mean, I guess so.
Like that's
I'm setting expectations pretty low.
Yeah. But who knows how we do that? Any news on Soren? No news on Soren. It's been a quite a long time since Soren's had any work done on it. I'm sorry to disappoint. That kind of goes under the category of Smuggler's Run. Big sets that are a lot of work to make. And also, like, a lot of our team just isn't, you know, like the people that we hire to join the Imagineer team, they're more, you know, about building one-to-one things, not these like big wide open landscapes. It's just that's sometimes not the skill set that our team has. If it's yours, mcparks.us/apply, of course. Cali River Rapids, please. We are, of course, working on redoing the Asia area of Animal Kingdom. We're getting there. Ender chest command for donors. Probably not that. Instead, just better backpack system for everybody eventually is I think the goal instead. I don't want to get people to start using more things. That'll make migrating to a new system just all the more annoying for me, the person writing all of it. Are there going to be expo colors? I mean, if we did an expo, obviously there would be a logo for it, and the logo would be made up of colors. I hope that answers your question. Any news on the Walt Disney World Railroad? We're waiting on a ride vehicle. Lots of things are waiting on ride vehicles. So if you like some of the newer ride vehicles that we've put out and you think that you can make things in that style, we'd love for you to apply to join the Resource Pack team. mcparks.us/apply. How can we be a part of all the education and fun happening behind the scenes at MC Parks? Well, do I have the thing for you? mcparks.us/apply. What is a project that you are particularly excited about right now? Rise is pretty neat. World Celebration, big fan of that.
I'm
I'm
low-key excited for Caribbean Beach.
yeah, we're working on the other half of Caribbean Beach. That's happening. Um, I'm working on a lot of fun gameplay related things, achievements, and things of that nature. Believe it or not, actually, if you participated in the present hunt, you actually were sneakily beta testing the first edition of the programming language that I wrote to write achievements.
Wow, I feel so used.
Yep, you all helped me out. So about a year ago, we started daily challenges. That uses the same backend that achievements will. And then of course, we need a way for folks to write achievements without being a part of the development team, so we can make that more accessible and honestly just like hire people just to be like, gameplay engineers on MC Parks. Want to make a team for that. So I made this programming language to write achievements, and we're expanding use of that. And the first time we used it was to give out awards for the present hunt. Since we had presents situated across a bunch of different findable collections, and we needed to increase your present count no matter which findable collection you found a present in. So we did that. But yeah, so lots of fun stuff happening right now. When will the graduation events happen? Probably closer to when mainstream graduations are in the spring. How is Guardians of the Galaxy in Epcot? It's been a while since any work's been done on it.
Not as long as you might think.
That's fair, since it was in the roundup at least.
Mm.
But there's the ride has been tracked. The ride, I believe, has been all speeded out correctly, so it does the right speeds. We got to do all the animation for all of the actual bits on it. So that's something that we're holding off on. We're probably going to do it similarly to the animation tech that you see in Hyperspace Mountain. Just on a bigger scale, so it's gonna be a lot of animation stuff, obviously. How to donate? You've had to donate at MCParks.us, please do. Has Forbidden Journey gotten work? Not for a while, I'm sorry to say. So MC Parks gonna have Night of a Million Lights when the village opens. That's a very interesting idea that I don't think we had really thought about before. But maybe. You never know.
I don't know how that would work without crashing everyone's game, but problems to figure out if we decide to do it.
Yeah. Updates to combat AFK ride grinding. Yeah, we're always adjusting things like that.
Yeah, you'll notice that I adjusted the Disneyland Railroad just before Christmas, so you can't do that anymore. I know we opened a couple that sort of allow it again, but baby steps.
Yeah. How's Ratatouille going at Epcot? A couple months ago, there was some work on some of the scenes for that. It's been a while though. I talked about the latest Minecraft release earlier in the meeting. What headphones does Ryan use? Oh, I guess we've reached the part where I was changing my batteries. They are the. Let me get this right. They're the SteelSeries. Hold on. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it for you.
Zach tells me that some of the grinding issues have been fixed already. Well, don't worry if you. Sorry, go ahead.
Some of the grinding things have been fixed.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's what Zach tells me. MC Speeder, don't worry if you joined late. We are now recording these meetings.
There you go.
So...
I use the SteelSeries ArcDisc Pro wireless. I wanted something that was wireless, but not Bluetooth, because my audio setup's big and convoluted. I'm not going to spend time in the meeting going over my crazy convoluted dual machine audio setup that I have. I'm very proud of it, but I'm not going to talk about it during the MC Parks meeting. Updates on the downtown Disney and the Disneyland Hotel. Basically, you could just go look, and what you see is what is there right now. We got to do some work on some of the interiors, pretty much. But
A lot of the
it's
stuff out
happening.
down there is under construction in real life too. So, makes it a little tricky to finish.
Yeah. When will Countdown and present items be available to the general public? A lot of them won't be. A lot of them are exclusive. So, there's that. Some of them will be made available. Obviously, the holiday season's over, so holiday items are mostly being taken out of shops. But next year, you might see some of the ones that were on the countdown this year in shops. You might see some stuff that were in shops in the countdown. And we kind of switch things up and make it different every year on how to get stuff. But yeah, the Snow Wand from 500 Presents, that is in stores now. For rides in the original parks, for our custom parks that we're working on, will they have audio and voiceovers? That is indeed the plan. All of the score on those, the plan is for it to all be custom also. So really neat stuff. Carousel of Progress. It's been a little bit since more work's been done on there, but we're getting there. Will Spaceship Earth and Mission Space are updated open? Will the post-show games be functional or just decorative? We make that decision based on how easy we think it would be to accomplish it, based on if there's people on the team who want to do it and all that kind of stuff. So we definitely don't make any promises about any of those little post-show games being functional, but you never know. Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We won't be working on Tiana's Bayou Adventure until it opens in real life, and we can start working on it based on the things that are out there. That's kind of how we roll here. We got to wait until there's documentation for stuff out there that we can use as reference for building. Let's see. When will these meeting videos be uploaded? We're starting with just uploading the audio to Discord. I think. I think we'll probably do that relatively soon after the meeting's over. But
It's just going to be uploaded like into this channel for now, and
yeah,
then you guys can like ping people who ask where the meeting recording is.
yeah. But we're
With their
working on the processes still. We obviously want to make it such that it requires as little work as possible from me or Josh or a cast member. But we're figuring it out, and it's going to be an evolving process. So thanks for coming with us on this journey. Let's see. Could there be a button at the hotel's lobby that teleports you to a vacant room? So it'd be like you're checking into the hotel. That was originally planned for the launch of hotel rooms. I didn't get around to it. But yeah, a check-in experience might be something that we offer. So you just be randomly assigned a room.
It's definitely more of a like the new people to the hotel system definitely have more problems with
It's
figuring
very
out how
true.
to walk up to a room and rent it sort of thing.
It's
So
very true. That's who it was intended for. And also, of course, folks who also like to role play, just getting a random room, which is totally fair. How do you get overseas parks accurate when some of the rides don't allow filming? Just because they don't allow filming doesn't mean that there don't exist videos of them. And I'll leave it at that. Next phase of Knott's Berry Farm, we honestly haven't decided what the next phase is going to be. So we're too early in there. It's it's going to come down to what folks start working on, and what people are interested in working on, and kind of how it evolves from there. News on Creative. I don't have anything to share about Creative right now. Plans for more Loungefly style bags. There's so many Loungeflies. The new merch just kind of comes down to what folks want to work on the resource pack team. Sometimes they'll lump it in if we're opening something. They'll pick some stuff that's kind of related to what is opening. So sometimes, if there was, for example, if there was a Pirates of the Caribbean refresh, you might see like some Pirates items in the gift shop that are new, maybe like that lounge fly with the dog and the key. that you mentioned in your question. But again, it also just comes down to what folks want to work on. So yeah. New keepsake book skins in the works, not in the works that I know of, but you never know. Not Scary Farm, maybe, if people on the team want to do it when that time of year comes around, we might see some interest in it. We shall see. All right, my voice is getting tired, so I think I'm going to end the meeting off here for you all. So I want to thank you all for joining us for this first recorded MCParks public meeting. It's been a pleasure having you aboard. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much for coming by. Good night, everyone. Have a good one. And reminder, the next meeting will be on February the 7th of 2024, which is the first week of February. See you all later. Bye.
Bye.